Yesterday, I shared this script that can be used to automate stopping of QlikSense services. Now, this is useful, but in practice, when doing server maintenance, we often need to stop all except for the repository database service. Today, let's enhance this script by adding a parameter that can be used to tell the script to skip stopping of the repository database service. Let's get started. In PowerShell, a parameter is kind of like a variable. Fundamentally, it is a variable that is used to gather input. So don't be intimidated by it. It's nothing too complicated. Here's the parameter that we will use to specify if we want this script to skip stopping the repository database service. The param block is where we specify the parameters for a script. In this example, we have one parameter, which is this SkipRepositoryDatabaseService thing here. These two things above it are kind of like descriptors or attributes of this parameter. This switch attribute tells PowerShell that this parameter will work like a switch, meaning if it's included when we run the script, it will be set to true and the repository database service will not be stopped. If it's not included, then it will be set to false and all QlikSense services will be stopped. And this last thing here is technically optional, meaning the script will work fine without it. But I like adding it because it explicitly tells the script and me and whoever else will be looking at this script that the SkipRepositoryDatabase parameter is optional. We can include it if we need to, but otherwise we can just leave it off. So that's the parameter. It's added, but we don't yet use it anywhere in the script. It just sits there. Let's think about how we should use it. If we don't want the repository database service to be stopped, this line should not run. That sounds like a job for an if statement, something like this. If SkipRepositoryDatabase equals false, then we run the line and stop the repository database service. The implication here is that if the SkipRepositoryDatabase service will be equal to true, then this line will not run. It's going to be skipped. Okay, so with the parameter added, we now have a way to skip stopping of the repository database service. Let's see how it can be done. I'll save the script and launch PowerShell as an admin. Remember, to stop a service, you'll need admin privileges. Then I'll navigate to the directory where the script is located. In my case, that's C scripts folder. And just like yesterday, I'll type // and then the name of the script file. Unlike yesterday, we can now type -skip-repository-database-service. And doing this will set the script, skip repository database service variable to true, which will cause the script to not run the line of code that is meant to stop the repository database service, meaning all except for the repository database service will be stopped. I'll launch the services app and bring up the QlikSense services so we can see them. And then I'll hit the enter key to run the script. Okay, the script finished running, and notice that QlikSenseRepositoryDatabase is not listed among the services that were stopped. That's a good sign. Let's jump to the services app and confirm that the repository database service is still running. I'll hit the refresh button and look at that. All except the QlikSenseRepositoryDatabase services are stopped, just as expected. Now, I'll start the services and try running the script again, but this time without the skip repository database service parameter. Okay, the services are running. I'll press the up key and delete the skip repository database service parameter. This tells PowerShell that I want to stop all of the services, all the QlikSense services, including the repository database service. Let's see if that's going to work. And it did. Both the PowerShell and the services app confirmed that if the skip repository database service parameter is not included, all services will be stopped. Again, all QlikSense services, just how we wanted it. So there you go. You now have a script that you can use to automate stopping of QlikSense services in the right order and be able to control whether or not the repository service is stopped. That's all for today. Come back tomorrow and I'll show you how to improve this script even further and make it handle errors if they come up. I'll see you then.